Hi everyone, I'm Edgar Silva, and in this screencast, I'm going to demonstrate how Okta can be integrated with the legacy applications. In that scenario that I'm going to demonstrate, I'm going to grab data from a legacy Postgres database table, which has the information about users. We're going to configure Okta that you're going to be through an application in Okta. We're going to be assigning and importing users from this legacy database table, right? And then after that, we're going to also to show how we can uh, add a new identity, a new user in Okta directory, and then also to synchronize and send this information back to the legacy Postgres database table. In this example, we are using the Postgres database table. However, it could be any other dot store because QSCIM, which is our platform, it allows you to integrate with a wide range of different protocols. Looking forward to streamline your identity integration project. I'm sure that QSCIM can be a very interesting option that's going to help you not only accelerate but save cost and make your life way easier. Let's stop to talk and let's go to that demonstration. Gonna be super amazing, a lot of good things to share with you. So let's do it. So there we go. In here we have the Okta, the main dashboard, and we can see here the directory. It's basically where Okta keeps the identities here. Like I can see the people, I can see the groups, I can see the all information regarding the identities itself. But I'm going here in the applications. In applications, I have here I created the QSCIM application, right? So this configuration is very straightforward because what I do here, I just go in the provisioning, and then in provision I have like the direction. So I have the from Okta to the QSCIM to my application, and also I have from my application the QSCIM in that case to Okta. Okay, and then this integration is performed by the scheme um, endpoints. And who provides this scheme endpoint is exactly the QSCIM that I'm about to show you guys in a few. Okay, so said that I have here the assignment. Assignments are uh, basically the users that they have a right, they have a permission to use this, consume this application in Okta. Okay, so I can do the enrollment not only for people, but I can do this also for groups. So what I mean by that is when you do an assignment from the group, uh, whatever or the whole identities that are part of this group are gonna be assigned automatically to this application. Okay, so let's see how we have built this integration using the QSCIM. So now let me open the QSCIM, the UI, and we'll be able to demonstrate how this integration is configured. So as you can see, the QSCIM is the low code, no code kind of identity integration platform. So in here, I can see this configuration for my Postgres database. So basically what I have here is um, the configuration itself, like about my the connection URL, and another very important configuration here is to define the mapping. So the mapping defines when I have the database table or spreadsheet or CSV, I don't have like the proper attribute or the field name according to the scheme standard. So keep in mind that the scheme as a protocol, it defines a unique name for some specific attribute. What I mean by that, so in here, username always gonna be username in the scheme. If you go like department, so always you're gonna have department in the scheme. However, regardless the fact that scheme has this definition, we know that this legacy or this SaaS or APIs or whatever in the market, they don't have this obligation. So it's not mandatory they keep the same name. So we know that eventually going to be find out field names, attributes, they're going to be totally different. So that's why this mapping allows us to map the real in that case my table field name with the scheme JSON attribute. So this is what I've been doing here. So in this in the QSCIM, I just want to be focusing, concentrating in this integration itself, but there's a lot of very interesting capabilities in here. So one of the things that I'm able to do is uh, always when I do a kind of let's say integration or any event of provision or deprovision happens, I can notify a kind of Slack channel. So if I am identity security team member, I'm able to see what's going on, right? So this is pretty much the configuration. So it's very straightforward, right? And now let's see how it's working, how this integration is working with the Okta. So let's get back here to the application, and now let's go to the database itself. So here you can see my database, right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add a new record. So I'm going to add a new user in this legacy application. So let me start with my username. So I'm just going to use Edgar plus Okta at crealabs.com. I'm going to put my display name Edgar. Let me put Edgar Okta just to get a different guy. So Edgar plus Okta at crealabs.com. This is my primary email. It's active. Let me put my first name Edgar and last name Okta. My last name is not as fancy as Okta, but let's do it. Okay, so this identity gonna be saving this now. So save. Now I have, let me refresh this just to show that okay, this user were created. So as you can see in here, so this is my user with my ID and everything, it's okay, right? And now let's get back to the Okta. So now when I have my app here declared in Okta, I'm not going any further into like a very in-depth details about how to use Okta. It's something beyond the scope of this screencast. But for who is familiar with Okta, you can understand that how easy this task it can be in the end of the day. So I'm going here in the port. I'm going to import now. Okay, so I'm going to import now, and now what I'm going to do is I am invoking this scheme endpoint, which is exposed by the QSCIM microservice. So just okay, I have a 12 users scanned, and I have a new user in here. Okay, so let me just click OK, and as you can see now I have this new user about to be imported. Just for the record, let me try just to open this Okta directory just to show you that this user Edgar Okta is not here. I have Edgar Silva here for another testing, but it's not here at all. Okay, so when I'm going here, I'm going to check. Okay, I wanted to import this guy, so let me check, and then I'm gonna confirm the assignment. Okay, I'm going to confirm, and then it's just not going auto activating now. Let me just confirm, and then boom, it worked. So if I go here in the directory again, if I do a refresh, I can see the Edgar Okta now it's here. Okay, so and then it's not only here, but also I can see that this user is assigned to this application. Okay, so let's imagine that I can now to execute the whole workflow that Okta has in order to activate this user. So let me just try in here, go to activate this. So I'm going to activate Edgar Okta, activate. So now the whole workflow that Okta does, like going to send a mail, is going to be uh, executing my enrollment. So we're gonna be able to access the application itself. So let me just activate. Okay, so now there is a pending user action which I must to define my password. Okay, so let's double check if this activation email request is here in my inbox. So let's go to my inbox. So let's go. Oh, I haven't like, by the way, I have like two emails here, right? So let me just go. As you can see, this whole experience was enabled just due to this provision that happened with my identity, right? So let's figure out this scenario. So I had an user in this legacy database table, and now this identity is provisioned into my Okta directory. So as you can see, this is a very rich experience that Okta allows me to have, and QSCIM provides this whole interface and the whole endpoints and integration capabilities to allows Okta to interact with essentially speaking every single kind of application at any protocol. It might be a legacy database, it might be a mainframe, it might be files, or I don't know, UDP kind of application. So yeah, so you can figure it. So it's just extremely open to decide whatever kind of application you're going to be consuming and synchronizing, provision, deprovision your identities. Okay. So I had to configure this my Okta workspace. I had the configure. Let me just to try to copy this link address. Let me just open a cognitive window just to show you this experience of let's say onboarding use Okta. So let me just uh, oh sorry, I think there's something happened with my URL. Let me see what happens. Maybe this another email. Let me see. There are two here. There's this one. There's this 2 minutes ago. It's three. So maybe this is the newer one. So let me copy this one. Copy link address. Let me see. There is a new incognito window. Let's try to activate. Okay, now it's trying to creating and providing me the Okta experience. So again, from a simple legacy user, now I have a chance to be operating and having the whole like a great experience that Okta provides me. So let me set up my password. Let me try an easy password for not forget later on. There we go. Let's try this. I think this one gonna work, right? And then what Okta allows me to do is also to set up like my Okta Verify, right? Which can be my mobile app, and let me see if my mobile is close to me to try to show this experience how it works. Well, for this application, I had to disable the MFA, so that's why it's not going to require. Let me just go in here and to authenticate with my user, and then let me just put my super secret password, and boom, I do have an access now to the QSCIM. Okay, so as you as you are able to see, the whole provision from my legacy app to the Okta is done. So imagine the real scenario, in the daily basis. You have like this identities spread out into your organization, but then you want migrating to the new experience, and then you want making sure that this identity gonna be now from now on managed by Okta or whatever solution you have into your organization. Okay, so let's get back to the dashboard, to my admin part. So my users are here. So Edgar Okta is active. So everything is okay. Okay. Now let's try to do the opposite. So I'm going to create a new user. So as you can see here, right? So I have a 13 records into this table. Yeah, 13 rows. So let's try now create an user in Okta, and how can through scheme protocol to grab this new identity, this new user, and then insert into this legacy database. So let's do the opposite direction now. Okay. So let me go in here, and then I'm going to add a person. So I'm gonna add a person where the name gonna be let's say John, last name Alvis. His email gonna be john.alvis@thecrealabs.com, right? So not going to have any group for now, and then they're going to be activate. Let me just set the password just as a for the sake of this test to work. Okay, so this is gonna be changed the password in the first login. So just gonna be saving. Okay, so now I have like this new user, and somewhere here, let me just refresh just for look for this. Okay, John Alves is here. And now let's go to the get back to the application. And this application now I have the QSCIM application. And what I'm going to do now is an assignment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assign to people, and then going to assign this to John Alves, right? Which is this new user that I signed. So I want to send this user, this identity, to my legacy application as well. So let me just to assign. Okay. So no change in here. Yes, I think everything is okay. Everything is mapped. Just go click and save and go back. So done. So now the John Alves is here. Okay. So let's see now if this change is reflected in our legacy Postgres database table. So let's go to the my database viewer. Let me just refresh, and as you can see, now I have my user in here, right? So the whole information that was created in Okta now is provisioned, is now synchronized with my legacy database as well. Okay. So as a conclusion, you can see that QSCIM can help you a lot when you are looking for this kind of identity integration initiatives and projects, because it's going to accelerate and streamline tremendously our the whole implementation project, and it's going to be way easier, way faster to create these integrations, even the very complex ones. And the QSCIM, it's it works with a lot of other different kind of solutions and vendors. It could be from IBM, Ping Identity, SailPoint, and Microsoft Entra ID, or you can name it, right? Because in the end of the day, what we do is interact and expose uh, the whole integration through the scheme protocol, right? So whatever solution you have at home, that if you have this connected, you have this capability in place, which I would say maybe not 100%, but most of them, the identity and access manager and identity governance platforms, they do support scheme. So we're going to have the everything ready to again make your integration identity integration challenges something that you can, to execute and to solve in the very very easy way. Okay, so thank you for watching this, and we'll be looking forward to do other screencasts and demonstrating the QSCIM also with other solutions as well. Thank you, and see you the next time.